We are back. Thanks for staying with us. I'm joined in studio now by Joe Rogers. Joe is the CEO of a company called Work Done. Work Done is a portfolio company of Digital Asset Monetary Network, stock symbol DATI. Joe, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having me, Don.
Now, we had you on the phone last week. Really glad to have you in studio. Work Done describes itself as a company which enables organizations to seamlessly automate repetitive tasks. Tell us about the company.
Sure. Yeah, Work Done is a digital workforce and corporate memory company which leverages our patent-pending technology called expertise capture. Basically, it's used in high production workflow environments where people are processing similar transactions all day, every day, such as invoices or purchase orders or insurance claims, back office activities. And our tech observes the work coming in, and we gather analytics on that, and we observe the knowledge worker completing that work, and we gather analytics on that and feed it through our machine learning algorithm to create what we call work heuristics. And that work heuristics actually captures the sort of corporate operational best practices and allows a domain or an enterprise to retain that knowledge when somebody retires or changes jobs. It doesn't walk out the door with them. So then we can actually take that knowledge and use it to automate specific tasks and as well as train new hires.
So you learn these repetitive tasks and then you can just automate them, and so basically it allows human beings to do more important work.
That's correct. Yeah, instead of the more sort of menial, repetitive, like take something from this screen and key it into this screen. Humans weren't meant to do that.
Right.
We're really good at creating and emoting and empathizing and communicating, and that's what people should be doing.
What are some of the unique characteristics of enterprise capture?
Expertise capture
excuse me.
Well, what's really I haven't seen it in my history of working in enterprise content management and business process management. Basically, it runs in the background, so there is no training involved. We just observe. It's actually called the Work Done Monitor, and it observes what's happening, and we deal with SaaS platforms. And so it's kind of like we're instrumenting the desktop. It's almost like IoT for the back office.
Are you able to demonstrate to the client, so to speak, that the job's going to be done right? I mean, I'm sure that's paramount in their concerns.
Absolutely. There's a key function called benchmark review. So when the work comes in, as I mentioned, we observe, we monitor, and then after we've seen enough transactions, we tell the user that their agent is ready. At that point, the work splits. It goes to the human as well as the agent, which is a virtual processor. And there's a step called benchmark review that allows the human to observe the results of the agent to achieve some level of comfort that the agent is doing a good job. And after a while, you say, I don't need to check anymore. It's doing a good job. I can go focus on something else.
It's fascinating. This is a real education. Now, you mentioned patent pending, so you've taken steps to protect the technology?
Absolutely. Yeah, we've got some IP. We're also using trade secrets. So in certain situations, one is more valuable than the other, more defensible.
Now, you have an offering available at truecrowd.com. You're giving people an opportunity to invest in the company. Tell us about that.
Correct. We launched an equity crowdfund campaign maybe like a few months ago, and we actually extended it a couple months recently till the end of November. And the idea is that in the past, IPOs were only really available to the people who were connected, who were already wealthy. Normal, regular folks couldn't actually partake in these startups. And equity crowdfund actually allows regular people to get in. The minimum is $250. So, some people will they invest in a lot of these campaigns. They'll make small bets over a bunch of them with the hopes that one will win. But we really wanted to make this available to regular people. And at the same time, we're actually moving into an accredited round for a private accredited investors.
Joe, why is this a good time for people to take a closer look at your company?
Well, it's there's another term called robotic process automation, which is becoming very popular now. And that literally allows you to automate like keystrokes on a screen. And what we're doing is leveraging, we're sort of, our agent is sort of a super robot that sits on top of SaaS APIs, I'm going to get a little technical here, web service integration, and RPA for systems that don't have any interface. And we basically, as I mentioned, we do everything behind the scenes so the users don't have to do anything, and we just create their agent. And there's been nothing to date like this. And it's going to, because the friction is going to be so minimal, it's going to just spread. It's good for small to medium-sized businesses, all the way up to large multinationals.
The company's Work Done. Check them out at workdone.ai. Also look at truecrowd.com for information about the offering. Joe, just fascinating. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.